Hey there, I'm Gilley, and this is the start of my investing journey. I'm 22, I graduated college 2 years ago, and I start my first full-time job this week. Prior to this, I've been doing data entry work at my own pace for about the last 5 years. Now, I could have been saving all this time, but I haven't. Well, I kinda have, but instead of saving it here, I was saving it here. But now that I should have base income well above my expenses, I thought it'd be fun to start an investing journey, instead of just, buying a VR headset, grinding out Beat Saber with all my free time. Now, all these awesome investing advice YouTubers, they're great, but they have tens or hundreds of thousands to play with in their portfolios. But what would happen if you just have your average moron who's just entering the job market with an entry-level position? What if they started? Well, we're gonna find out. So first, counting up our living expenses, you'll see that we have about a minimum of $550 plus whatever we spend on food to account for. It'll bump up to as much as $800 or so during colder months, plus student loan payments starting again, but we'll cross that bridge later. My paycheck is going to be $11.25 an hour, 40 hours a week. That should bring in about $1,400 a month we bring in, and that's going to be our baseline. Now, it's hard to say how much data entry we'll do, but if we force ourselves to work at least an hour a day pace, that's about another $400 a month. So we're going to shoot for $1,800 monthly income. So even when our living expenses go up, we could have about $1,000 in discretionary income. And my accounts haven't seen 4 digits in ages, so I'm stoked about that. Thanks to the stimulus check, we don't start at absolute zero. After a couple of living expenses, important things, bills, that sort of thing, we managed to save about 10% of it. So $140 is our liquid savings start. Obviously, we're going to start with a nest egg, which for me, in my comfort level, it's going to be about $1,400 in my savings account and about $200 to always be in my charge account. And as eager as I am to get started, we're not going to put a dime in an investment app until we hit these numbers. I'm going for long-term, aggressive investments. I have no reason to play things safe right now. A huge thanks, by the way, to Brendan Fitness and Money. His video completely recalibrated my investing mentality. It's not about the tickers, it's not about the daily percentages, it's not about the waves, up and down, putting in orders. No, it's all about looking far down the road. And as much as I love the memes, I'm just not a GameStop and Dogecoin person. I have an itchy finger and I would just be a nervous wreck and always just make impulsive mistakes. So it's just not for me. So with my preferences, the obvious investing app for me is M1 Finance. They have a cool pie feature to help visualize where your money is in your portfolio. It has set trade times, which makes it itchy finger proof. And my favorite part is fractional shares. You don't put in an order for a number of stocks. You put in a buy or sell order for a certain dollar amount of what you want, and that's what you'll get, up to a 10,000th of a share. That means my portfolio can grow exactly how I want it to, and I can still get my hands on those insanely high stock prices like Amazon. We're going to diversify as we grow, obviously, but this is my starting strategy. 2 vanilla pickups and 1 instinctual gamble. So the big part of my portfolio at first is just going to be your everyday basic S&P ETF. It's good enough for Warren Buffett, it's good enough for me. I am more risk tolerant. Still, I'm going to have at least over 50% of my portfolio with this bad boy just starting out. My other safe vanilla pickup is going to be dividend stocks. Right now I'm leaning on Coca-Cola, just because I know they're a reliable, safe company, and Diet Coke is my drug of choice. Now my instinctual pick, my monkey brain, idiot, gonna lose all his money pick, is I'm very, very confident in transhumanist efforts. I know it's going to happen, I know they're going to balloon within the next 2 decades, even if it takes major hits up until that point. So as a total noob, I was glad to find there's an ETF that has this exact same mentality, ARKG. I want to commit as much as I can stomach here to prove that humanity's search for eradicating disease, aging, and death will make me a stupidly rich man by the time I'm 40 or so, maybe rich enough to buy a bionic heart or something. Well, that's our plan. We could start pumping money into the stock market as early as June if things go well. As long as I don't fail, Chapter 2 will be once we've started getting our roots established and have a bit of money invested. And if there is no Chapter 2, put an F in the chat for Gilley. Thanks for watching.